Morning, noon, and night, and welcome back to the 10th Generation of People Talk Show. I'm your host, Tenzin, and yeah, still with the same fresh smelling shirt that I just got on. I'm gonna be releasing the videos on different days though. But anyway, you know how they do it. I'm gonna do like they do it. But anyway, we're gonna be talking about, have you made the switch yet? And is the switch right for you? You got it for Christmas, and you spent your bonus check on, it, and you wonder, can you keep it, or do you want to keep it? Is what we're going to be talking about. And is it worth making a switch from the Wii U? Now, let's get one thing straight. Fun boys are constantly talking about no one knew what the Wii U was. See, this is why I don't like fun boys. They say anything. These MK Ultra dumbasses, excuse my language, I always have to say the same thing that the last person said. The truth of the real reason why the Wii U failed was this. You see how big my hands are? Now look how big this is in my hands and how uncomfortable this is. Now, see, before people buy anything, they check out the display. Okay? So if you go at any GameStop or you go into any Walmart or any Best Buy and the system sitting out right here, the first thing you're gonna do is pick it up. You see this big this mess. Okay, even with my big hands, it's so uncomfortable to play like this. This is why it failed. People didn't like the controller. It was just that simple. Not to mention, when other people bought it, and then they had the gyroscope with everything that they want. No one wanted to do that. And Nintendo was so boneheaded about it. They were going to force you no matter what. And I'm going to talk about this too alongside of game because it's a game that I really want to talk about. And I hope I don't forget because I have to redo this whole thing all over again. Because believe it or not, I just did. I'm doing this all over again because I forgot. But anyway, it's a game. So I want to talk about that game first this time. So we're gonna go down the genres. Now I'm gonna stay on track. I'm gonna go on down the genres. I'm gonna leave this right here so I can remember it this time though. So anyway, we're gonna talk about the switch and if the switch is right for you. And just like on the others, we're gonna talk about the games because this is the weakest system out here. They said it's actually weaker than the Xbox One X original. This is about as strong as maybe a 360, I guess. I don't know. I figure it more be strong because of technology. Business is slow, but technology is fast. So let's start off with Nintendo's strong point. And their strong points are platforms, pretty much Mario. They release Mario at a constant rate, and Mario, like I said, I'm blown away. Because in actuality, that's not Mario Odyssey is not a Switch game. It's actually a Wii U game. That's why I have to have you gotta say them both at the same time. Because actuality, all the games that came out for the Switch were coming out for the Wii U. They just waited and changed. Nintendo, I don't have because Nintendo said it themselves when the Breath of the Wild was coming out. They had postponed it a year saying because the Switch is coming out. They said it themselves. Nothing. I'm not taking out their mouth or out of content. This is pretty much a Wii U game. And like I said, it's only two reasons I buy a Nintendo game, a Nintendo console now, and that's for Bayonetta or Zelda. But right now we're talking about Mario Odyssey, and I'm really, and I really am amazed by Nintendo. The clothes on Mario did not look painted on. They actually look like they evolved. At first I put them in the same category as Microsoft. Microsoft and Nintendo are just alike. They just throw the characters together and just say, here they are. But Mario actually had personality this time, and Nintendo did a fantastic job with their platform. I mean, his mustache moved, his nose moved like in the old 64 game. They went back to old land and they started actually crossing eyes and T's and detailing. He actually, and like I said, the character animations on there were so good. Like I said, the rabbits that you were fighting against, they actually had motion all over them. Their clothes and everything was moving. Even the fat woman that was that jumped out there and she was bouncing and jiggling all over the place. I mean, I was amazed. I really am. I'm amazed. Nintendo has evolved. They just don't throw a game together with some good gameplay and say this is it. Here you go. I am marveled at that. I mean, I wish I could give a trophy. I mean, I'm stopping because I can't believe Nintendo did that. Normally, that was reserved for Sony and Sony only, but Nintendo actually did make it. I mean, I actually probably if it wasn't for Zelda or Bayonetta coming out on the Switch, and I was still sitting around thinking about a Switch, it would pretty much Mario would the way their attention to details. See, this might be not only my pet peeve, but a lot of people's pet. They just don't know how to what to call it. But I call it R to R, reaction plus reaction. Okay, every character had a when you reacted, all the characters had a reaction to it. Okay, and it was just fantastic. I found myself caught up in Zelda and Mario. Other platformers that's on there, I haven't seen it, but they're coming. More likely, you're going to get some Sonics. Mario is consistent, so Nintendo is consistent with Mario. You get a Mario every 2 years. Look like from what I've been seeing, they always bring a good Mario game out. So platformers are their strongest point. But and then there's not much to say about any others because it's pretty much just Mario. Mario is the main platform because of all the systems. So it's top notch, and I'm really am proud of Nintendo. I wish it was more story to it, but like I said, they did have a going long story with you can actually pretty much imagine some points in. That's what Nintendo like to do. They like to get you to imagine some points in and put it together like that. So I really liked it the way it went. Anyway, I was looking at some. I'm sorry. That's immature. I shouldn't did. But anyway, we're moving on to the Nintendo's next strong point. But I put it behind their platformers because it takes too long to do. And seriously, it shouldn't take this long. And it's Zelda. Zelda is Nintendo. I would say Zelda is pretty much about as strong as Mario, if not stronger. Because, like I said, if they went about it, if they launched they launched the Switch, and Zelda outsold the Switch. Okay, people were buying it on the Wii U. Like I bought the first build I bought it on the Wii U. I bought it brand new. But then when I got the Switch and stuff like that, just recently I traded in. I bought the Zelda used because, like I said, I had already paid full price for it. Y'all already got a full payment out of me already. I'm not gonna buy the same game, but because I was like, well, I'm gonna buy the DLC. So I bought the DLC. So I bought the brand new DLC plus I bought the game used. I traded my Zelda Wii U in for the Zelda on the Switch because I wanted to play it again anyway. Fantastic game. And like I said, I'm marveling at Nintendo all over again because, like I said, these games are made for the Wii U. And it was like I said, was a lot more attention to detail in Zelda than I thought it would be. Like Link, I mean, changing clothes and not wearing the same old dusty rags all over and go again. Nintendo, if anything, they should have had got at the awards was most improved company because I'm shocked. I mean, I'm eager to know what Nintendo is going to do next. This is all it is to it. I ain't never been this excited about the game. Out of the big three plus thing. So out of about four, I'm more excited about to see what Nintendo does. Because like I said, I have never seen a company improve so much. And this is really Wii U games. This is not Switch games. These are Wii U games. They haven't gotten to a Switch game yet. They haven't gotten to a game that they made exclusively for the Switch yet. And we're on RPGs. Like I said, it's not any other RPGs out there. They got some like Mario. They got some Mario turn-based games. But they probably gonna do them again. They may release them on if they ever do. Like I said, an eShop again. They probably re-release them or something like that. That's pretty much good. But like I said, they really got a pinpoint on the RPGs and their platforms. The RPGs. The only thing I don't like it takes too long. Like I said, I grew up with the Nintendo executive staff. And they don't look like they're getting any younger. And I most definitely ain't getting any younger. I don't want it shouldn't it shouldn't be 2020. We see another Zelda, okay? It's time to get crack-a-lacking on there to get that out. Okay, or what they can at least do, which I know they ain't gonna do. This is Nintendo. Nintendo do have this good because this is about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Is redo Ocarina of Time. And I knew everybody knew that was coming. They could actually redo that and have it out quicker than they can get in probably any other Zelda game, unless they really hire a big crew in to work on this next Zelda. But they ain't gonna do that. All it's going to do is sell a whole lot of more systems. Okay, that's all they. They're just going to sell a whole lot more systems. But Nintendo don't want to sell systems like that. So they ain't going to do that because, like I said, I saw a preview of the Zelda Ocarina of Time. Somebody was doing it. And they were doing it with the Unreal Engine, and it looked fantastic. Okay, usually it's not looks alarming, but like I said, I would buy that. But Nintendo don't want to make those sales. Okay, and so we're moving on to another. Nintendo got a lot of strong points. That's the thing. They got some serious strong points, and they just not doing them though. That's the point. That's what makes them weak. They don't want to do it. They're sitting there. They're trying to. What Nintendo's trying to do, they're trying to mix business in here, and technology is fast. Business is slow. And we be waiting on this good stuff, and Nintendo won't do it for some reason. I don't know. It's some type of strategy. Their strategy don't work. Whatever strategy is, because they have another strong point, which I'm gonna go outside of the gym, but I'm just in Nintendo as a whole, and it's another powerful game out there called Kid Icarus, which Nintendo more likely gonna release on the Switch. Okay, the last one they released was on the 3DS, and I couldn't play it because they had them funky gyro controls on there too, and you had to take the stylus and do all it. It was just too much to enjoy the game. But they have that's another platform slash adventure that I could put in there. But I'm just sliding this in there because it's not really a Switch game or a Wii U game. And like I said, this is just pointing on some of the bad points about Nintendo. People want this stuff, and Nintendo won't get it. And this when it comes up to the Sky-Fi in the shooting genre. And Nintendo have a perfect game in Star Fox. And I just bought Star Wars and I played on the Xbox, on my Xbox X. And when I was playing Star Wars, I just kept thinking about Star Fox and how Star Fox should be just this, if not powerful, at least half as powerful as Star Wars. But the bad and ugly part about Nintendo, they won't stop. Even now, they still try to force these gyro controls, and people just don't want it. And this is what destroyed Star Fox. Star Fox is a powerful game. It's super powerful Star Fox game. It puts you in the mind of Star Wars, and they could sell phenomenal if they stop. They wanted you to gyroscope this thing and shoot at the same time. It turned the F-Zero. They called it the Star Fox Zero, which is pretty much named after the Japanese fighter jet, the Zero. So you're sitting here in a fighter jet trying to fight like a bomber. Okay? Trying to shoot like a bomber. I mean, this is a jet. Everybody was so excited about Star Fox coming up, but Nintendo won't stop. They don't want it, don't it? Why are you trying to force people to do something they don't want to do? It's so unnatural to do. That's just all that would happen. You would not want Nintendo to lead your country into a war because they would have some crazy controls in there. And this is the weak point about Nintendo when I mention Star Fox, because like I said, all the games for the Switch are actually for the Wii U. Especially when you talk about Mario and Zelda, they were actually made for the Wii U. Nintendo just ported them over, and they ported Zelda over, and pretty much just canceled it on the Wii U because it can play on the. You can tell it can play on the Wii U easily. And like I said, that made Nintendo very weak in that point. Well, a strong game. The game looked good. It started out playing good, but when they really got into these controls, they tore it up. And I really started thinking about that when I was playing Star Wars. Okay, and like I said, I had a ball, but like I said, Star Wars, it was made by an American company, and they want you to just they want you to go over there and play laser tag and keep buying maps. That's all they want you to do. They don't want nothing else. So then I was like, some Star Fox should be Star Wars, but it's weak because Nintendo, they won't stop. They just won't. If people don't want to play with it, the gyro controls only work for one game. After I played playing all the Nintendo games, and like I said, it's only one game that these crazy controls work for, and that was Mario. because Mario is just a button in a control stick. That's all. And they're trying to find this way to make everybody play different ways and stuff. You don't have to do that. You're crashing games. So Nintendo got powerful games like in Kid Icarus and in Star Fox, but they destroyed them, and they won't stop destroying. And this is the reason why the Wii U failed. This big clunky control, and you're going to gyroscope everything all around all the time. That's not working, and Nintendo need to lay off, and they won't lay off. That's the only thing to it. Right now, right now they got gyroscopes on the Switch, and I think this is what's making it successful. They got gyroscopes on the Switch, but they're not pushing it. They're not annoying with it. They're really just not annoying with it. And I think this is what's another thing that's making the Switch so successful. People don't like to be annoyed. We work too long, we work too hard to be annoyed, to come home and have to work on a game. Okay? When I play a game, I want to play a game. I don't want to work. And that's what making Zelda and Mario so good. And I haven't seen Nintendo haven't released any of the other games out just yet. So it's like I said, it's still fresh to see what they're gonna do with the Switch, because the Switch is not like the PlayStation Pro or the Xbox. It's where they can play, where you can just all the games are just universal. This is nowhere near universal to the Wii U. This is not universal to the Wii U. That's just all it is too. So it's pretty much got to make games on. So like I said, we haven't seen that Star Fox if Nintendo's going to do it, or their Kid Icarus if they're going to do it. See, they got to do it first. Okay, so the Sky-Fi shooters and you pretty much got the adventure shooters and stuff like that. They're weak right now. It's not really. I would say it's not even on the Switch just yet. So we haven't seen what they're going to. We don't know if Nintendo's going to be annoying or they're going to make the game right and just let you enjoy yourself. We don't know that yet. So that's the thing. If they're going to let you enjoy yourself or not. The shooter games, let's say, when it comes to Splatoon, they're strong with the shooter game. Extremely strong. Okay, this is the first time I picked up Splatoon. I picked up Splatoon with the Switch. I bypassed it on the other one because the kid now is a squid now. The game just seemed like it was gonna suck. But I picked it up and I played the adventure first, and I love the adventure. And when I love the adventure so much, I went on and I played online. It's not normal for me to play online, and I enjoy playing online. They are extremely strong. Splatoon is like no other. If they can get the other shooting games on there, they will take the title from both the PlayStation and the Xbox, because you can't it's nothing like Splatoon. It plays totally different from any other shooting game that it is, and all the others is just some go run around and shoot your friend into the head so you get the most kills, or escort this or protect it. That's all they do on them. But like I said, you have a whole nother era to do it, to outpaint everybody else. It works well. So they got they got 3 strong points in their RPGs, their platformers, and their shooting games. The Sky-Fi is where they're falling off it. Yeah, that's where they fall off. They fall off bad because of gyroscopes. And like I said, when the PlayStation 3 came out, it had gyroscopes, but Sony heard everybody didn't like it. It just wasn't good, and they left it alone. And that's what made the PlayStation 3 start coming back. And Nintendo's racing games. Mario Kart 8, they got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I traded my Mario Kart 8 on my there was 2 games I bought used, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Zelda, because I had already bought them new. It was no reason for me to pay another $60 for a game when I could just trade this one in and get about $30 off of it and pay $20 for either one or both of them. That's what I did. So I paid $20 for. Well, so I could say it was an additional $20 because I bought the DLC for my Wii U. So I spent a lot of money on Nintendo. So I think I deserve to get a discount. Okay, they buy and give you discounts out. So I traded that in and got in, and I had a ball with it. It was nice. So I really enjoyed Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 is like I said, I don't want to pay any of the other races after playing it, because all the other races are just the same. They're nothing different. And that's when Nintendo bring uniqueness to this. They bring a heavy hand to this gaming industry. There's a toy company. They are a toy company. And they're not like Microsoft. Microsoft is a business company, and Sony is an entertainment, is a music and movie company. I think that's why Sony dominates, because they have a heavier imagination state than Nintendo, where Microsoft don't have any imagination at all. They don't. I mean, you need that in an entertainment company. So I think if Nintendo stays on their track where they're not annoying, and I mean seriously, not annoying, they're gonna. I mean, I think at first I was like, we gotta reach that threshold of 13 million first because that's how much the Wii U sold. So Nintendo was almost there. So I think if they stay away from being annoying, if they can just refrain themselves from it and release a Kid Icarus and release a Star Fox without being annoying, make it like people want it, they won't have a problem. But if they bring the annoying state, that annoying gut that they have in there, I think that's when they're gonna probably start falling. Because just because people bought it, that don't mean they're gonna trade it in. That don't mean they're gonna trade it in for something else. That ain't mean that they're gonna pun and just get their money to say forget it. Like I said, a lot of these companies right now, like I said on the other ones, you got to keep them there. You just can't sit there and okay, we made this sale, now we can do whatever we want to do. No, you got to keep people there. As far as strategy games, let's see how strong they are in strategy game. Mario versus Rabbids. I played a little bit of it and I liked it. Okay, I played a little bit of it and I like. So I think there's. I would say I can't really go too far into strategy games because I really just don't play strategy games much at all. Anyway, all right. Okay, but I did like it. I did enjoy it. It's like everything Nintendo do when they do it correctly and don't be annoying. I think I like everything Nintendo do. As far as their sports games, they're strong. They're extremely strong in their sports games. They got a little annoying last generation. Mario Tennis, they didn't want to put a tournament in it. They got, I don't know what, Nintendo just seemed to have, Nintendo started to feel like a frustrated company in the Wii U era. They just seemed like they didn't want people, like I said, it's like they didn't want people to do certain stuff and they tried to control it too much. And like I said, Nintendo's weak point when they come out to their sports games and not just their sports games, but all games, they got to realize we're people. We're extremely social creatures, and we like to share and we like to show off and we like to do things too. And if you try to control it, people will detest you. And I think Nintendo tried to control a lot when they're on the Wii U era, and they now they should start realizing it doesn't matter if somebody watches somebody else. Like I said, I could watch a whole Let's Play. Before I even played the Breath of the Wild, I was trying to get a Wii. I was trying to get a Switch before I played the Breath of the Wild. And like I said, and I watched people play Breath of the Wild. I think I watched even I watched them finish the game. To be honest with you, and they didn't deter me from buying Zelda Breath of the Wild. That don't mean nothing. When you watch somebody, people been doing that forever. We used to do Let's Plays when I was coming up with Ocarina of Time. I bought like 3 of those, and that was just for Let's Play. I mean, only one I knew where it was. I kept one of them, and the other 3, I didn't really just buy the other 2. We pitched in for our game night. It was about 10 of us, and we sit over there and we just watch somebody play the game, talk, and call, just sitting back, relaxing, just chilling. Just because somebody watch you play a game don't mean anything. You either going to buy it or you ain't. That don't mean anything. If you want to go buy it, you just want to go buy it just because you watched it. That's just all it is to it. And that's another weak point of Nintendo. While like I said, I'm trying to put all this on the side of while we're going through these generous games. And like I said, their sports games are on point. But like I said, they didn't put a tournament mode into Mario Tennis. It was just a game. It was just a game. And they, like I said, and it's moving on to another one of their strong points was in their fighting game, the Smash Brothers. I don't call it a fighting game. I call it a party game. Okay, I call it a party game. And because, like I said, I can't. There was a little bit of one-inch character. I can't stand squinching down at the screen. Like I said, the Smash Brothers is just all right with me. Okay, I like my original fighting games with up close and personal. I used to like the action fighters like Streets of Rage, Double Dragon mostly because Streets of Rage they didn't have a reaction to response that is good. It was better. It was better on Double Dragon. Okay, plus the animation was better on Double Dragon. So I'm a peppy about animation. If it moves in real life, I want it to move on the game. And like I said, Nintendo started feeling frustrated with their sports games, and we're moving on to the fighting games. Smash Bros. Is a good game, okay? And I played some of it. I bought it, but I played some of it. I didn't play much of it because it wasn't my thrill. But I know a lot of other people were thrilled at it. So I would rate that their fighting game is kind of strong, but it's weak at the same time because they're not getting any other ones. And Nintendo should do something different than what they did with the Wii U. They should start publishing these games. You know, Soul Calibur is coming out. We all know it. Nintendo should not sit back and let that game not come on their system. If they have, and Namco is probably right down the street from them. They need to call, you know something, just send it over to us. We'll publish it. And they need to get the game. And if it doesn't play it right on the Switch, you know something, they're going to the program. And all you gotta do, tone some shadows down. You don't need 12 duds. You don't need 12 duds flying anyway. Put about 3 to 6 of them on there. Okay, remove some stuff. Start shaving off some pieces until you get the game to work properly on the system. That's what Nintendo needs to start practice. Because, like I said, when Tomb Raider came out last generation, Nintendo didn't get it. When they first rehashed the Tomb Raider, it came out on the Xbox, and then the next year over, it came out on the PlayStation. But the 360 had it. The Wii U could play whatever the 360 can play. Nintendo should have just called up Square and just said, you know, so we'll publish it ourselves, and just took the 360 version and just released it. That's what they should do. That's what Nintendo should need to start doing. Okay, they'll make their money back easily. See how much see how if they're not going to charge you foolishly or come up with a foolish or with a foolish plan, then you should do it. But if they come up with something reasonable, say, okay, well, we want such and such off the sales, or how much that they will go for doing it. I mean, just to get it over there on your system. That was strengthen Nintendo, and that's why they're fighting games. I would say Smash Brothers is by themselves, so Nintendo really don't have any fighting games on there. Okay, they should start publishing those Blue Blazers and stuff like that. Okay, that's what they need to start do. Publish it themselves. Nintendo has the money. Okay, this is all it is to it. If it's not going to cripple you, if it's not going to cripple the company or cause you to lose massive amounts of money, then publish it themselves. That's what they should do. There's nothing wrong with Nintendo becoming the publisher of some of these games. Okay, if it ain't foolish. Okay, if they being foolish with you, then Nintendo need to go on about their business and say, well, you know, so we're doing fine without you anyway. But that's just all it is to it. So moving on from their fighting games, what other games did Nintendo have? Pokemon Tournament. Well, I can't move on because I forgot about Pokemon Tournament. And I like Pokemon Tournament. There was another game, but like I said, Nintendo, I think who make it? Namco? It needed a story to it. That's the problem. Nintendo's not telling stories. People want some stories to it. You know, you can put some pictures in your games or something. When people complete it, you just load them up with some pictures. Do something. Do something other than nothing. That's what make them halfway with Microsoft. I wouldn't put them on a level with Sony. But Sony will give you a good story. Okay, Nintendo can at least put some pictures in there or something. But like I said, a lot of their games just came out dry because they wouldn't put a story in it or a tournament in it or something like that. At least something, you know, and put something at the end. But I think they really need to build up their fighting game. I mean, like I said, they got Sony. They're not Sony, but Sega, and they can just call them and say, you know, something. You can make a fighting game for us. I mean, they got several of them like Bronx and Mega Mix, and they could just redo them. Not to mention the other like Virtual Fighter. They got Virtual Fighter. Nintendo would just call them and just say, just work on one for us. So you have a solid fighting game, and for the fighting game fans to come over and have something to look at. Because, like I said, Brawl Brothers, Mario Smash, Brawl Brothers, whatever you call it, it's not really doing it for all the fight. It's doing it for the platform for the party game, but not for the fighting game. So they really need a solid fighting game over there. And like I said, it need to be somebody need to get on there ASAP. Even when or especially you could use Dead or Alive. I heard they won't make it. Tecmo said that they weren't making another one. They didn't want to make another one, which is a bummer because that was my favorite fighting game franchise. But don't tell them what they want. No telling what's going on over there. So I would say their fighting game is kind of weak. Brawl Brothers can't do it by themselves, and then it moves on to Bayonetta, their action adventures. And like I said, that's the reason why I bought a Wii U for myself. I bought several Wii U, but I bought them for myself because of Bayonetta. I was worried about this thing that they were trying to enforce this thing on if they didn't do it. So that right there was a plus. That was extreme plus because I ain't with all this gyroscope and doing it. It's all right every once in a while, but I don't want to keep doing it. It just get boring. It just makes the game boring after a while. I hope they don't try to enforce it with the Switch later on down the line. If they start seeing it really selling, they're trying to force us to do stuff. And like I said, that's one of the biggest problems with Nintendo. They try to force things. They're too forceful. That's all it is too. They need to give people the airspace. That's how you know what I'm saying. But it seems like Nintendo is shaping up to be extremely strong. They got strong franchise. Okay, and their sports. It's on. It's. I mentioned the sports, but I didn't really rate the sports in there because, like I said, their sports are good. They got some really good sports with their characters. They really able to maintain it, but they can't maintain that serious characteristic because they really can't get a football game in there. Because like I said, I don't they think they got enough characters, but then they have to have females in there, and they put the female character in there, and they get hit, and everybody start complaining about it. Fun, you know how fun boys are. They got to find something to complain about. Okay, it's just a game, fun boy. Calm your nerves. But anyway, I think they should do a little bit more. Maybe even start publishing. I mean, pick one, either EA or 2K, and like I said, and just publish it. Just bring it on over there to it. Okay, we really want a boxing game and stuff like that, but as far as their sports, I would say their sports are average because they make their own sports game. If they can produce enough with the staff that they have, I don't know if they have enough. Well, I don't know if they have enough workforce there for them to do all these games. Because, like I said, we're not getting any younger. Like I said, it's taking too long for some of these games to come out. Okay, we're still waiting on another Kid Icarus. We're still waiting on another Zelda. Okay, we still waiting. I mean, we're still waiting on a real Star Fox that is not annoying. Okay, we're waiting on this stuff. All right, we're waiting on this stuff, and I just turned that Wii U on. Oh well. But anyway, I'm proud of Nintendo because, like I said, I've seen changes in them in the Wii, and I hope they keep this up because, like I said, the Wii U and the Switch is pretty much using the Wii U's games right now. So it's gonna be able to see what they do, how well they do with the clothes on there. Far as Zelda, come and get a few shots in. As far as Zelda concerned, I like to not fight all the way to the end just to rescue Zelda, but like rescue Zelda through the middle of the game, and then some have Link and Zelda react to try to save Hyrule. That'd be a good thing right there. And action fighters like Bayonetta, I want to see. I hope another thing that I hope about. I didn't say much about it because some it was Bayonetta 2 was nerfed compared to Bayonetta 1. You can tell that Nintendo. I don't know if it was Nintendo or was it Platinum just trying to make sure they didn't go too far to where Nintendo would say something. Okay, but like I said, Bayonetta 2 was nerfed. Okay, a lot of detail was out, especially when it came to the bosom of Bayonetta. She was wearing that white dress. You really just couldn't. It looked like she just had a man's chest. Okay, and then Joy was taken out of the game. A lot of things when this Bayonetta 3 come back there, it's just going to see what Nintendo goes this time. That's what I'm going to see. And Nintendo really coming in there for that mature audience because, like I said, this stuff really ain't mature. Women, that's just the way women are. You ain't got used to it yet. Like I said, the fun boys, they need to get used to it and start complaining about it, everything. Because this real life, it's just like I said, when Nintendo, like I was saying about Mario, when they had the fat lady walking in there, they weren't shy about bouncing her around. They bounced her breast and her belly and everything else around. And then when it comes to a petite woman, don't do that. Okay? You either gonna do it or you ain't. The fun boy's gonna find something to complain about. That's just all it is to it. They just gonna, especially when it's a woman in there, they're gonna rush. If Bayonetta coming out, they're gonna rush over there. It's just to find some. Well, Briggs bouncing because all of them bounce. They've been bouncing since God said that was. You have had to get over it. Okay. Okay. You just have to get over it. It's just every day. It's like my fat, but it wobbles all over the place when I move. As you can see me moving, look at that. It comes with life. This is all. Get over it. But like I said, I'm in this one game that I'm really gonna keep an eye on. Like I am a Bayonetta fan, but like I said, it was Bayonetta 2 was nerfed when it came to females on there, and they didn't move much. They felt like Barbie dolls walking around. I want them to feel like real people, real women coming around. They're gonna see, and Bayonetta is really gonna show how far Nintendo has actually come. Okay, Mario, I was very satisfied with it. Okay, like I said, the petite rabbit, they were kind of shit. They were shied back on their petite rabbit, but the fat girl woman rabbit, they were all out on that one. So I want to actually see what Nintendo is actually going. If they're going to just be biased when they have a petite woman on there because it's cute and they don't want nobody to say it, or will they go on like they would do with a fat woman? They bounce her all over the place because that's what they do. You don't have to dribble all over the place, but some natural. Stay natural. That's what I want to see. Like I said, I'm interested in playing Bayonetta because, like I said, this one of the games over time I've been playing several times. There's no other game like it. Okay, like I said, I played the Devils May Cries and stuff like that, but I'm pretty much guyed out. Okay, I had a lot of guys. Another thing that I'm gonna keep an eye on about Nintendo is the achievements. Now, this is an idea that I keep on saying on every video when I can make it. I'm making videos like Nintendo make games. Okay, every 5 years seem like. But I have to work though. I got an excuse, which is not an excuse because I could actually do it at work, but it's ugly most of the time. But anyway, I don't understand why something that Nintendo created they won't do. Okay, and they had the capabilities of doing it. Like I said, they created achievements, and like I said, all Microsoft did was unify it like a championship, like a boxing champ. That's all they did. They just took Nintendo's idea and made it better. And Nintendo won't do it at all. Like I said, they can use amiibos. Okay, if they achievement. Nintendo got the ball in the corner. I believe that's gonna run everybody wild. And they're gonna push everybody over. They could even sell some Wii U's if they did that. But like I said, I think that Nintendo is not like the other companies. They're just gonna cancel the Wii U altogether. But like I said, it's a lot of Wii U people that deserve some updates. I mean, they've been here with Nintendo. And like I said, Nintendo should update that system. They should tend to their products, and that's an ugly part about Nintendo. When they're done with it, they're done with it, and they're like they don't ease you out. They just run directly at we're out. And I'm like, well, you wait a minute. Like I said, when I look at my Wii U, let me see. I got 40 games for the Wii U, and then I downloaded 10 games. That's 50 games plus the Wii U control pad. I spent about over $1,000 in the Wii U. Probably more than that if I really counted it all up, because all this stuff was brand new. And Nintendo just to walk away like that. No, the people deserve some updates. They deserve you to put some stuff on that game system for at least the next 2 years. But people spent a lot of money on Nintendo. Okay, they spent a lot. Not to mention if I asked you like if I bought 5 Wii U's, normally people ain't bought 5 Wii U's, but like I said, I give them away, donate some of them to charity, give some of them to charity, people who need something like that. I think, and there's a lot of poor people out there that can't move on right now. I think Nintendo should up some tend to their products. Okay, they should tend to them better than what they are doing. That's the ugly part about Nintendo. The good part about Nintendo is that they are moving along, like I said, with the outfits and the character animations. They're dotting their I's and their T's and they're moving forward. Nintendo is coming along very well. That's a good part about Nintendo. The bad part about Nintendo is that hopefully that bad part won't come back being annoying. And like I see, this was the reason why I failed. Look how large this thing is compared to my big old fingers. I'm 6'4" and a half. And look at now you can imagine how big I wear a size 16 shoe. Now you can imagine how big my hands are. And look at this. Now compared to a little child trying to play this. Okay. Hopefully they gotten rid of that annoying thing. They did kind of gyroscope that Mario Odyssey, but not much. But like I said, you can play Mario with anything. It's just a thumbstick and a button. Okay. That's all Mario really is. So you can pretty much play with. So hopefully they won't get annoying again. And hopefully they'll get those achievements out there and stop dragging around. They've been dragging around for too long. And like I said, they need to update their Wii U and the Switch to have achievements and other things too. I said I don't think they're gonna do Wii U much because, like I said, I think that's the worst part about Nintendo. You can feel abandoned by them real quick. So I think that's what Nintendo and Microsoft is alike. They will abandon something real quick Unlike Sony, even though the PlayStation 3 gave them trouble, they still have not neglected that machine. You can still go on to your PlayStation 3 and get updates, and you can see that they're taking care and they're showing the care to that system that needs to be shown to it. And also, even with the Vita, which they call Sony calls their mess themselves. Okay, they didn't give me the clarity. As you can see, that Sony is still, like I said, I turn my Vita on. Okay, and like every once in a while, I get updates to it. They're showing the care to it that it needs to be shown to it. And I think Nintendo needs to adopt more like Sony do. Okay, so that's the good, the bad, and the ugly about the company itself. The games, is it right for you? If you want a platformer, it's no brainer. Switch. That's their top notch. That's their strength. That's their strength come from. RPGs. Mm, Zelda is pretty much the only one, but Zelda is powerful. So you can pretty much buy it for just Zelda alone. Okay. So, but I can't put it up there with the platformer because, like I said, I'm not getting any younger here. Nor are you. And they're making another Zelda every 5 years. They're trying to be business like with Zelda. Okay. And like I said, they made a Hyrule Warrior. I hope they do another Hyrule Warrior. That's what I hope they know. At least something to keep that pathway moving in that direction. Because, like I said, they're taking too long to make these games. It's just way too long, far too long to make these games. This is all it is to it. Like I said, but you got to worry about the crew too. Do they have a crew, and what else the crew is working on? Do they have the manpower there too? That's the problem. So RPGs, I would say Zelda is worth it, but like I said, if you're just coming over here to play RPGs, it's gonna get weak to you real quick. But like I said, I'm playing Zelda again for the second time. Racing games, Mario Kart, that's pretty much what it is. Okay, because Nintendo is not, you can't get these games out fast enough. Like Zelda and Mario Kart, like their RPGs in there, they're putting them on average. That's what it's doing. It's putting them on average. At least it's something compared to non-consistent. Sports games, below average. You can, like I said, they're struggling because they don't have anybody third, because that's basically a third party. Shooting games, still average. It's just one, pretty much Splatoon. They're not getting them out fast. They're not getting them out fast. Plus, you got Kid Icarus, but they won't do. And you also have Skyfire Shooter, which is hard to put. It's hard to really put Star Fox there, but they won't do it. And if they do it, they won't do it correctly because, like I said, the only character Nintendo does justice to is Mario. All the rest of them can be subject to anything else. And so let's see, fighting games. It's pretty much below average because all they have is Smash Bros. They don't have anything else. Okay. RPGs, I think I can move it up over average because they do have Chrono Cross. Because I'm playing that right now on my Wii U. Okay. So they do have Chrono Cross. So I could put them. I changed that RPG to above average because they do have them some powerful RPGs. So let's redo this. RPGs above average. I say I give them a B plus. Okay, because they don't. That's pretty much how long it takes them to get it out. You got platformers at A plus because they got all the Sonic games. They have all the Mario games. They have they have the mainstream at this, so they got an A plus, an A and a B plus, and you got a racing game. You got Mario Kart average, which is a phenomenal game. It's an A plus game, but like I said, it's the only game, so they're not really getting them. They're not getting them in and out of there. I think they get some Need for Speeds every once in a while, but not much. It's very hard to find if you can find them. And then you have a shooting game, but right at this point in time, it's just Splatoon, so it's average. Okay, it's not that the game isn't good. It's just that's all you get. That's all you have there. Okay, and You have Star Fox, the Skyfire shooters, which I would say way below average. I would say D, because Nintendo's annoying ways. Something we just got annoying with it. I mean, it was a perfect game. It's just they screwed the controls up. And you have strategy games, which is Mario Rabbit. So I give it a C because it's the only one. Then you got the action fighter shooters and stuff like that, which is Bayonetta's class, which I would say average, because if they just go ahead and make Kid Icarus, but they won't do that. And if they do it right, okay, they may have some annoying way you want to play it upside down and all this crap with the stylus and all that crap, but they won't do it. So I can't give it no more than just average because it's not enough. Bayonetta's going to be sitting out there again by herself. I mean, she sold phenomenal on Wii U. A console that sold 13 million units, so I would say about 4 to 5 million got traded back in. So they will put them in about 8 million units that were functional in the house when she came out. And she sold about 1 million copies over time. Out of about a year, she sold 1 million copies. That's phenomenal. But you can't do it. But she can't do it by herself. That's just all it is to it. Bayonetta cannot do that by themselves. They're gonna have to come out with this Kid Icarus. This is all it is to it. And they're not gonna do that. They already said this is a game that got to come out once in a. No, people don't do it like that. It doesn't work that way. We're not getting any younger. The fans, you make it like I said. If you make a game like Kid Icarus, and you make one every 10 years, the fan base that Kid Icarus had has died out. That is not good thinking. That's just all it is too. That is not good thinking. Okay, you're gonna have to rebuild your base all over again when you do come back out. So you're killing people off trying to be business and taking too long with this doggone games. These games gonna have to come out quicker from Nintendo. That's the weak point from Nintendo. They thinking it's not. Look at Mario. Mario don't take that long to come out, and it's selling phenomenally. Then when everybody else come out, like when Zelda come out, when Icarus come out, when Star Fox come out, they have to struggle. When Bayonetta come out, she's got to struggle. They forcing all these other characters to struggle when they come back out. And that's the biggest, ugliest part about Nintendo. They're forcing the other characters to struggle because they're taking too forever to do these games. That's all there is to it. Or they'll make this game and they will wait. Look at the timeline between Skyward Sword and the Skyward Sword and the Breath of the Wild. Look how long it took. Let me see. It came out 2 years before. I think about 2 years before the Wii. We say 2 years before the Wii came out, and it came out at the end of the life cycle of the Wii U. It came out at the birth of the birthday of the Switch. That was 7 years. The Zelda between Zelda. Look how old I've gotten since then. Nintendo's taking far too long. They're taking ridiculously too long, and all these other characters have to. That's why Mario's on top, because all the other characters are struggling. And like I said, when all these people die, when all of us older gamers die out, they come up with another Kid Icarus, okay? And people are like, Kid who? You know the Kid Icarus you grew up with? No, I ain't grew up with Kid Icarus. Yo, you talking about my dad? He died. That's all it's gonna be like. So Nintendo's taking phenomenally too long to bring these games. It's ridiculous. Okay, then achievements. You went past 2 generations of systems, the Wii and the Wii U, without coming out with achievements yet. Sony saw everybody liked it, and Nintendo, and they went on and put it in there, and even Microsoft came out and their system didn't have an HDMI port on there, and Microsoft saw it, so they moved ahead. Nintendo won't do that. They will sit there and wait. That's why pretty much when this came out, you got a break like everybody else did. They just took a break. We really don't need a Nintendo because, like I said, the games are gonna come out like forever. This is the same thing that happened to Sega. Sega made the Sega Saturn. They made the Sega Saturn without Sonic. They made it without Streets of Rage, and they made it without Golden. We'll get it out later. Nobody went about it. And now you make the Switch with Zelda coming out at the same time, and everybody goes out there and buy it. That's what Nintendo's problem is. They neglected all the other characters. That's what they're doing. It's just a huge neglect. So I guarantee when Bayonetta come out, she's gonna be on a character like that, and she's gonna struggle. When Kid Icarus come out, it'll struggle. Star Fox come out, Star Fox Who? It's gonna be 10 years from now, and, and the next Zelda come out, everybody done been forgot who is Zelda. You know the one you grew up with, dude. Can you cut that beard you got out? Yeah. I mean, everybody over there at Nintendo will have long beards down all the way down here with the time the next Zelda come out. So that's the ugliest point about Nintendo. So if Nintendo is right for you, if it's right for you to get a Nintendo Switch, well, as far as first party go, they're pretty much right now they're still making all their own games. But like I said, people are coming on over there, so they'll be filling that gap that Nintendo business thinking is to wait, make you wait. And like I said, they're gonna be fitting you for a pine box by the time Nintendo bring this doggone gaming system out. The next Zelda out. So like I said, I wanted to play another Zelda, but I know I'm starting to lose the nostalgia of it now because I'm like, it ain't coming out. I'm just hoping they re-release Skyward Sword on the Switch, but I can always go and play it on my Wii U. I just don't want to play with that little clunky control thing that they got going, the little nunchuckle thing that they got going out. So that's the good, the bad, and the ugly about Nintendo and the Switch. And is it right for you? Is it something you want to pick up? Other than that, it is a handheld. And like I said, they said the games are high. I don't see how the cartridge bases are higher because pretty much the whole entire Switch was pretty much brought over from the Vita. That's the Vita format is what they're using because it's used the same size cards and stuff. They're just using the same size Vita size cards, which probably hold more. They look like they're a little bit bigger because I know the Switch is a lot powerful than the Vita is. But other than that, that's the good base. So if it's right for you, so you want platforms and stuff like that. You want platforms. You want some platformers. I would say this is it. But if you're in it for anything else, you're gonna be people won't even remember you by the time this doggone game come out. Nintendo ain't gonna take forever, boy. I tell you, they're gonna have a whole new crew there. You gonna put us the gap. But anyway, how would I feel about would I buy a Nintendo if this was the only system that I could afford? Would I buy it? I don't know. I think not. I would prefer to get another system. And it sure ain't the Xbox because they worse than Nintendo here coming out. But like I said, I would probably want to play it. But like I said, I need these games to stop. Look. I'll be a dead man by the time they come out with the next Zelda, so I'm not even thinking about it. I don't want to say it because I might wind up being a dead man for real, but I know one thing, I'm going to have a long beard. If anything, I'm going to have a long beard and I'm be on a crutch. Everything by the time Nintendo figure out when they want to release this next game. But other than that, I have enjoyed playing it. So I do highly recommend it, especially if you can take it on the road for you for 3 hours, unless you get you a charger cable because it's like a transformer. It's more than meets the idea with the Switch. And like I said, Nintendo is doing a good job about crossing the eyes in the detail in their games now. At first, they were doing a horrible job. It just looked like a bunch of amiibos running around. But they're like I said, Mario was really peopleized, and Zelda and Link in Zelda, Link was very personalized too. So and like I said, and when like I said, Nintendo, I mean, Link had a nice boyish figure, and Zelda she had a nice female figure when it came out there. It wasn't just thrown together. Everybody was wrapped up in certain amount of clothes, but it all I mean everybody wore decent amount right the right type of clothes like in hot places and in cold places and stuff like that. So it didn't look bland. So Nintendo's come a long way. So I'm really interested in the seeing, especially when this Bayonetta 3 come out. I want to see if Nintendo actually has brought life to the game, or are they going to move from gaming to actual? What's the best way to call it? From gaming to interactive media. Okay, interactive media is what you see. Is what you see around you. Is what you're going to see in the game. Or is this going to be a bunch of Barbie doll, or Bayonetta just going to be a Barbie doll running across the screen with no movement to it whatsoever? That's what I want to see. I can't wait to see this. I most definitely is going to have to review that game. Yeah, whether I may have a beard by the time they bring the game out. Knowing Nintendo, I'm telling you. You'll be forgotten by the time they bring it out. But if anyway, I've been a pretty good person. I may make it to heaven, so I'll do that review from heaven by the time Nintendo figure it, by the time Nintendo bring it out. But Nintendo, like I said, they got some serious strong points and they got some serious strong characters. And like I said, As per third parties are still wavering in the wind whether they're going to come over there or not. Because, like I said, all these games can't play on the Switch. You may have to take a few things out, but who cares? I think what's going to be a driving force. See, Nintendo needs to understand one strategy about third parties is those achievements. See, Nintendo lost a lot of people from not coming over there to do their third party, like Mighty Number Nine, which was a good game. If you like Cuphead, you should like Mighty Number Nine. But like I said, Fun Boys is just like that. If Nintendo put those achievements in there, people are going to want the achievements on Nintendo as well. Because a lot of people buy the game a second time just to get the achievements over there. So that's a cheap way to sell about 2 million copies and 2 million copies of your system. But that's if Nintendo do it. Who knows if Nintendo is going to do it or not? Because, like I said, people really like those achievements, and that's like it's a big chunk of game industry that like those achievements. Some people buy. I've been at GameStop where people will buy a game for the PlayStation 4 and the same game for the Xbox just so they can work on their achievements. Nintendo need to get in on that. If people want it, give it to them. Stop trying to be stubborn. And I think the more stubbornness that Nintendo loses, the bigger, the more money they're going to make. Because at the end of the day, business breeds business. You're going to have to share. And if you don't share, people are going to start dying out. And when these people die out, that means you cut off your roots. And by the time when they die out, you're going to start dying out. They're going to feel it. That's just all it is to it. But we're going to go ahead and cut this off. This is 10th Gen. This is New Year's. And I wish you a happy New Year. God bless. If you like a God, just put your God right there at God and bless. And if you're an atheist or something like that, I wish you well. I'm still your friend. I believe in goodwill to all men, and everybody should just be happy. You know, we all different colors, we all different sizes. I'm one of the biggest sizes. We're all something different. And if we all live together in peace, there will be peace. This is 10 Gen, and I'll see you when I get back off the road.